Last session we discussed about input output statements and what are the different types of input output statements, like basically input output statements are used to read the data, and if you want to write the data we use output, we call it as an output. In that there are two types, formatted input output statement and unformatted input output statement. Whenever you want to use formatted input output statement, so scanf, printf, those are the functions which are related to the formatted input output. If it is an unformatted, we have getch, getchar, and then puts, putchar. So it's all related to the character type or string type. When it comes to the different types of data, then we go for formatted input output statement, that is scanf and printf. So you can display or you can read any type of data just by using the respective control codes or the formatted formatted codes or formatting or format specifiers. So that's what we have discussed in the last session. We'll move on to the next topic, that is operator. So basically an operator which will be used to perform some task, perform some operations. So along with the variables that we call variables used as an operands, or we can directly use the constants. So basically operator is a symbol, any kind of a symbol. That symbol will give the instruction to the compiler, make use of these constants or variables or maybe operands, whatever you are given. So by using these you can just perform some operation. So some operator required two operand, maybe there are so many operators, we will discuss what are the different types of operator. Some operators required as two operands to perform an operations. Some are required a single operand. What are the operators which expects only single, or which are the operators expects two operands? We will see one by one. Several operations are there, such as arithmetic operator and even assignment, increment, decrement, logical, conditional, comma, sizeof, bitwise, and others. These are the different operators we are going to discuss in this sessions one by one. First we will try to understand arithmetic. The name itself is saying arithmetic operator. This operator is basically used to for numeric calculation. Numeric in the sense numbers. Whenever you calculate or whenever you want to perform something with respect to the numbers, we use these arithmetic operators. Then what are the arithmetic operator? These are either unary arithmetic operator or binary arithmetic operator. Unary, one, unary means one, binary means two. We will see one binary arithmetic operator. What are those? How we can use a binary arithmetic arithmetic operator and unary arithmetic operator. So unary arithmetic operator required only one operand. So as we have seen in the previous slide, there are some operators which expects two operands and some of the operators which expects only one operand. Unary operator always expects only one, such as plus, minus, plus, minus, and even the that we call it as not tilde, and these are tilde, and these are the operators which we use for operators addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And there are some operators, binary arithmetic operator, on the other hand it requires two operands to perform, and which are plus, again subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. But modulus cannot applied with floating point operand. That we need to make sure whenever you pass an operand, your operand should not have floating value. When you especially for the modulus, when you have that, then your modulus cannot be applied with that. So there are no exponential operators in C. These are about arithmetic operators. Plus and minus, unary operator from addition and subtraction, and both the operands are integer. Then when we use both the operands integers like 5 and 10 integers, then it is called integer arithmetic, and result is always an integer, because If we are using operand value as an integer, then obviously result is also an integer. When both the operands are floating point, then it is called, if both the operands are float, then we call it as a floating arithmetic, and when the operand of the integer and floating point, then it is called mixed type. So, if both are, if it is an integer, it is an integer arithmetic. If you are using a, both operands are using float, then it is a floating arithmetic. If you are using both, the combination of integer as well as float, then we call it as a mixed type or mixed mode arithmetic, and always your result will be like higher, that is nothing but float. If you are trying to add or subtract or multiply an integer into float value, then your answer is also a, or your result is also a float type. So, now assignment. So, assignment, we are assigning value to one variable, a is equal to, int a is equal to 5. What is that? Assigning. We are assigning the value 5 to the variable a, that we call it as an assignment operator. So, now equal, we call it as equal is an assignment operator. A value can be stored in a variable with the use of assignment operator. Always whenever you want to store something, either directly from the console, or maybe you are directly, you are evaluating some expression and the result you are storing, anything, whenever you want to store, that time we use assignment operator. The assignment operator is equal, which is used in the assignment statement and assignment expression. Int a is equal to 5, that is an assignment statement. Assignment expression, int result is equal to a plus b plus c. A plus b plus c is an expression. So, once it evaluates or adds all these operands, then it will be stored the final total or the sum of these three numbers into the store variable called sum. This is assignment expression. So, left is equal sign, equal of left side of the equal sign is always a variable, that is where we are going to store, and right side is maybe your value or maybe an expression, right. Operand on the left side should be a variable, that is what we discussed. See here, x is equal to y, x equals is an assignment operator, left side is x, which operand on the left hand side should be a variable, x is a variable, and the operand on the right side of the equal sign, now it is a y. So, either it may be a variable or it may be a constant or it may be an expression. Here we have a y is a variable, maybe something you have already stored in the variable y. Now, the same value we are assigning it to the x, now it is a variable. If I say x is equal to 10, now we are using the constant, we are by using the constant we are assigning. Next expression, int sum is equal to x plus y plus z. So, x is a variable, y is a variable, z is a variable, but between we have used an arithmetic operator, so that it will add or evaluate this expression. Once it gets the final result or output, that will be stored in the value called sum, a variable called sum. This is called expression. That is how we can use assignment operator. Increment, we are just incrementing, increasing or decreasing. Increment is plus plus, decrement is minus minus. These unary operators plus plus and minus is used as an increment and decrementer, which acts upon single operand. When we use a is equal to a plus 1, that means we are adding or incrementing 1 with the a. So, instead of that, what we can use a plus plus, a is an operand, we are using at plus plus, it is increment, by default it will increment 1. Incrementer operator always increases the value of a variable by 1. If I say int a is equal to 5, next statement I will use a plus plus. So, now the value a value becomes 6, it is incrementing the value of variable to the 1. Similarly, decrement operator decrease, now a is equal to minus 5, now if I use a minus minus, plus plus means it will become 6, minus minus it will become 4, decreasing the value of the variable by 1, and these operator can only be used with the variable, but cannot use with the expression, either before or after. So, plus plus 6 or plus plus x plus y plus z, it is a prefix. It can add categories like prefix or postfix, maybe before the value or maybe 6 plus plus, that is postfix, this is prefix. The value of the variable increments first and the new value is used, where the postfix operator is used written after the operand such as m plus plus or m minus minus. This is how we can use increment and decrement operator. See, this is the example. X is equal to 5. If I say y is equal to x plus plus, and now we are assigning y is equal to x is equal to x plus 1. See, here we have used x plus plus. So, what happens? It will increment the value of x. Earlier the variable x contains the value 5, now y contains 6, because we are taking the help of variable x and we are incrementing, that is 6 x plus plus. So, these two statements are exactly similar to this. Y is equal to x and then x is equal to x plus 1. By using an expression, we are trying to increment the value. Relational, next one is relational operator. So, basically these operators will help you to compare the values of an expression or maybe a variable. Whenever you want to compare two operands or two expressions, we go with this relational operators. So, whichever the operator or the comparison operator you are using, based on that the relational operator will be called. So, we will see here some value is assigning according to the always comparison or relational, we also call it as comparison operator. It will always return either true or false. See, now this is an one expression a greater than or equal to b, another side expression b greater than 20. So, in between we are using the relational operators or comparison operators, or we are using the pipe symbol is nothing but or. So, first it evaluates this a greater than, so assume a is equal to 5, b is equal to 10. It checks whether a is greater than b. Here in our example, no, it is not true, then it is a false. B value is assumed 30, 30 greater than 20, yes, true. Either any one is true, then it returns true only. And similarly, and always expects both the expressions as to return true. So, then only it will proceed, it returns true. So, there is a table, both the operands are true, then your AND will work. In the rest, any one is false, then the value, the result is false only. But OR operator, always any one operator is true, it will true, and even both the operators are true, yes, true. Only when both the operands are false, then it becomes false. So, this is a negation, b not equal to 7, not. So, it is a conditional operator. So, there is a conditional operator is this one, see, sometimes called as, we also call it as ternary operator. So, since it is required the 3 expression as an operand and it is represented as within the parenthesis, we use question mark then colon. See, this is what the syntax is. First we will see the expression 1 condition, then expression 2 colon expression 3. So, how it works we will see. Expression 1 will be evaluated first. If it is true, then we will value return will be what is that? If it is true, expression 2 will be written. If it is not true, then expression 3 will be written. It is exactly similar to if else. If it is true, execute true block. If it is false, execute the else block. So, if it is true, exp2 will work. If it is false, exp3 will work. See the example, mine int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 2. Now, we are just checking int s is equal to a greater than b. Yes, 10 is greater than 2. Then immediately it will execute the a statement. If not, it will execute the b. Printf value is percentage d. So, the output is 10 because a is greater than b. So, our true value, that means exp2 will be displayed. exp2 is displayed here. This is what the conditional operator. Next, comma operator, whenever you want to assign multiple values or whenever you want to declare variables, multiple variables of same type. So, we use a comma as a separator to separate the variables. So, comma operator is used to permit the different expressions to be appear in a situation where only one expression would be used. See, I, j, k, l all are of type integer. So, instead of different statements int I, int j, int k, so all are belonging to integer only, you just int, just comma I, comma j, comma k, comma I. Similarly, see here in the loop also, for I is equal to 1, we are initializing I is equal to 1, comma j is equal to 2. So, that means the same statement we have initialized two variables. That is how we can use comma operator. Size of operator, again it is an unary operator basically, which gives the size of the operand in terms of byte. Always it will be written, or in terms of bytes only, how much memory it occupied, it just it returns the size of that. So, generally this size of operator is used to make a portable programming that can be run on a different machine. So, because the length or the memory also matters, right? Whenever you want to run on a different machine, we usually go for that. Suppose, see the example, main int sum float f. If you want to know the size of sum, you can use size of sum. If you want to see the size of float, you can use size of float. So, it returns the size of sum as well as size of float f in terms of bytes, how much memory it occupies. That is what the use of size of operator. Bitwise and bitwise or bitwise XOR, left shift, right shift, these are the bitwise operators. Basically, these bitwise operator which permits the programmer to access or and manipulate the data at the bit level. So, bit by bit level, if you want to do anything, then you can go for bitwise operators. These are the bitwise operator. If you are using one's complement, you can use tilde symbol. If it is and or not, only 1 ampersand if you use, that is a bitwise and, 1 pipe symbol, that is a bitwise or. If you use double, it is a comparison operator. So, these operators can operate an integer and character value, but not for the float and double. So, bitwise operator only works for integer and character. The function show bits is used to display the binary representation. One's complement means all zeros will change it to the 1 and all 1 change it to the 0. Bitwise or its value would be obtaining by 0 to 2 bits, and bitwise OR operator is used to set a particular bit number. Bitwise AND is a logical AND, and it operates on 2 operands, and operands are compared on always it's bit by bit. So, logical or Boolean operators, these are AND or NOT, these are the logical or even the Boolean operators. We have already seen that what are the logical, how we have used this AND or NOT. So, basically operator can be used one or more operand, and either it returns value 0 or 1. If it is true, it returns 1, if it is 0, it just means it is a false. So, these are the different operators with respect to the logical and or NOT. So, where logical NOT is a unary operator, as we have discussed unary and binary. So, logical NOT is a unary operator, and other two are like AND as well as OR are the binary operators. So, logical AND gives results true if both the conditions are true, otherwise it returns false, but logical OR gives the result of false if both the conditions false, otherwise it returns true. So, some of the priority or precedence whenever you are evaluating an expression, see always the first priority expression will be evaluated always from left to right. So, first priority is parenthesis, there is a square bracket, and if you have any next priorities, if you have any, these are all the first priority. If any expression contains parenthesis or the square bracket or arrow operator, dot operator, if expression consists of any of these, this will be the these operators will be evaluated first. If expression contains all these, then all are equal same priority, but it will be like it will start evaluating from left to right. It is like first come first serve basis. Similarly, the second priority is all your arithmetic operators, that is a plus, minus, increment, decrement operator, tilde, logical and logical or size of operator. These are all the second priority. Third is your this one, multiplication, division, modulus, always left to right. In some compilers actually this multiplication, division, this will be the higher priority than the your plus. But actually when we are using as a unary operator, that time only it will be a what is that second priority. But when you are using your plus, minus, multiplication, what is that as an addition, subtraction, then it will be the least priority. That means your multiplication and division will be the more or higher priority than your addition and subtraction. But as a unary, yes, these are the second priority. But when it comes to the arithmetic, yes, addition and subtraction will be the least priority when you compare to the multiplication and division. So, and then finally, we have left shift or right shift, that is fifth precedence or the priority. If it is less than or greater than or equal to, then it is the next priority. Equal, not equal, that is the seventh, and bitwise and eighth, or XOR ninth priority. These are the priorities. Whenever you want to evaluate an expression, always your expression will be evaluated based on this precedence. This is a simple execution procedure with respect to the editor. So, you can just use any of the editor, but here I have taken code block editor. So, by using this editor, how we can execute a program. So, first you need to open a file, first open the editor and then file new, then you need to open an empty file, and after that then you need to write a code, whichever the program you want to write. Yes, you can write using that editor, and then you need to save as. So, you go to the menu called file and then save as. So, this is what the program is. My program name is my first program.c. I have given include stdio.h main, and then I am just printing one message, hello world. So, you just save your program with an extension .c. In this is an example with the code block editor. So, this is how it looks. So, the same program in the previous slide, whatever I have shown, the same thing by using this code block, it should be like this. See, always use this file new, or directly you can use the formatting bar new. It will open the new console. You can just type the code. And once you complete that, after saving the file, you need to execute the program. How to do that? You go to the build. There is a menu called build. You need to go there, build, and then again build and run. So, there is an option. Once you click on that build, you will get a options, or directly you click on this green colored arrow symbol, directly it will build and execute. The output will be like this, hello world, because since I have given the print statement hello world along with the printf, it just displays the same output. So, these are the reference materials. Yeah, that is all. This is how we can execute the program by using the code blocks editor.